Hello, kindergartners. It's Miss B with your story today. Hetty's 100 Hats by Emma Dodd. This book is very special to me because it was a gift from a former student on the very first day of school. So, Hetty's 100 Hats. Emma Dodd is our illustrator. Janet Slingsby is our author. Hetty had 3 hats: a yellow straw hat to wear on hot, sunny days, a blue waterproof hat to wear on rainy days, and a red woolly hat to keep her ears warm on cold winter days. Just adjust this just a little bit for you guys. There we go. Hetty liked her hats, and so she was very pleased when her brother Henry's head got too big for his green baseball cap. "Can I have that hat, please?" Hetty asked. Her brother happily handed it over. A few days later, Hetty was invited to her cousin Peter's birthday party at the Pizza Palace. She brought home her pink party hat and wore it nonstop for 3 days. Hetty's father said, "That reminds me, Hetty, I'm going to buy you a hard hat to wear when you go out riding on your scooter." A helmet. Hetty happily counted her hats. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The next day, Hetty went to see her grandma. Hetty told her all about her 6 hats, and Hetty's grandma said, "Look in the attic. I think you will find more hats up there." Hetty found 4 hats. That one belonged to my great Aunt Jemima. That's Grandpa's old... That one was Aunt Jemima, sorry. That's Grandpa's old gardening hat. I think this was your great-great-grandmother's very best Sunday hat. And that is the hat I was wearing when I met your grandpa for the very first time. Hetty's grandma said she could take all the hats home with her. 10 hats, said Hetty's mom. "Have you got enough hats now, Hetty?" "Oh, no," said Hetty. "I'd like to have more hats, lots more. In fact, I would like to have 100 hats." Hetty wasn't sure how many 100 was, but she thought it sounded very important. "That is a lot of hats, Hetty," her mother said. "Perhaps you should aim for 30. 30 hats would be a big collection." 100, said Hetty in a very determined voice, and she immediately started her search for things to put on her head, and in no time at all, Hetty had found 14 extraordinary household hats. She used a trash can, and a bowl, and a pillow, a bag, a scarf, a pan, a turban wrap, like a towel wrap. Looks like she used a napkin tied up, a shower cap, a lampshade, a bucket, a colander, a box, strainer, and then a colander. My goodness. She repurposed several things. When Hetty's aunt came to see her, she was surprised to see Hetty wearing a colander. Hetty explained that she was creating a collection of 100 hats. "Well, I have come to ask you to be my bridesmaid," said Hetty's aunt. "Yes, please," said Hetty. So her auntie took Hetty to meet the designer who was making her wedding dress, and he gave Hetty 5 fashionable hats left over from his spring show. Hetty looked lovely in her bridesmaid outfit. She wore a wonderful circle of silk flowers on her head. 30 hats, Hetty muttered to herself as the photographer took her picture. Everyone at the wedding was feeling happy and generous. So when Hetty asked them if they happened by any chance to have any spare hats, lots of people promised to find hats for her. Next day, emails flew around the world. "Please send hats to Hetty," was the message. And soon parcels covered in strange and exotic stamps began to arrive at Hetty's house. In all, there were 20 exciting hats. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. My goodness. That is a lot of hats. I've brought you lots of exciting looking parcels this week, the postman said to him. Parcels are another word for package. May I ask what's inside them all? Hats, said Hetty. I've got 50, but I need lots more. So the postman told the people in Hetty's town that he knew a little girl who was just crazy about hats. And next time Hetty went into town, Bob at the building site gave her a hard hat. Mr. Cook at the restaurant gave her a chef's hat and a waitress cap. Mrs. Needles at the sewing shop gave her a knitted hat from bright colored pieces of wool. Mrs. Sadler at the riding school gave her an old riding hat and a jockey's colorful cap. The lady at the toy shop gave her a witch's hat left over from Halloween, and Fred at the fire station presented her with a fire helmet. And the ladies and gentlemen at the retirement home gave her 6 hats and told her wonderful stories to go with them. The nurse gave her a spare nurse's cap, too. Hetty counted her hats. She had 65 now. Days went by and no more hats appeared. Hetty began to think she would never find 35 more hats to complete her collection. She even went out on windy days in the hope that a hat or two might blow her way, but none did. Hetty's teacher wondered why Hetty wasn't listening in class. I'm thinking about hats, said Hetty. Hetty, do pay attention, said her teacher. We are talking about the class history project. What do you think we should do for the parents' evening next week? Have a hat parade, said Hetty, and the whole class made and brought in historical hats. A great effort, said Hetty's teacher after the parade, but I don't know where I can store 21 hats. I don't mind taking them home with me, said Hetty. Hetty's friend Susan asked her how many hats she had now. 86, Hetty said proudly, and it's my birthday next week, and you are all invited to my hat-making party. I want to complete the collection on my birthday. How many more do you need? Asked Tom. Hetty thought hard. 13, she said. Then I will have 100 hats. That Saturday, Hetty collected a huge pile of paper, card, ribbon, strings, bits of fabric, old birthday cards, felt pens, scissors, crayons, and sticky tape. She helped her mother cover the table with an old blanket, and she set out pots of glue and packets of pins. Hetty and her friends worked hard all afternoon. They managed to finish 10 exclusive, original handmade hats. 3 more, muttered Hetty worriedly as she waved goodbye to her friends. Cheer up, Hetty, said her mom. I've got some birthday presents for you. There was an old bonnet that Hetty's grandma had found, a sparkling pink beret from Hetty's auntie, a wonderful beach hat from her mom, and a birthday letter from her brother away at camp. Your collection is complete, Hetty, said her mother in a very pleased voice. Hetty hurried off to put the new hats in her bedroom with the rest of her hat collection. This says, my 100 hat collection, and she has them hanging up, and they are numbered. And this page goes all the way to 50. And if we follow along, 51 to 84, 85, 89. Uh-oh. Oh, no, said Hetty. I've only got 99 hats. I need one more hat. And Hetty was so upset that she cried, even though it was her birthday. Hetty's mother tried to cheer her up. We can make another hat together. We can't, sobbed Hetty. We've used up all the hat-making bits, and I did so want to finish my collection today. Look, said Hetty's mom, you haven't read Henry's letter. It's not a hat, said Hetty sadly, but she opened the letter, and this is what she found inside. Dear Hetty, sorry I didn't get you a hat for your birthday. Here is an emergency hat-making pattern in case you need an extra hat only need a piece of newspaper to make it. Happy birthday, love, Henry. How to make a newspaper hat. 1. Fold a large sheet of newspaper in half. 2. Fold the top 2 corners down so they meet in the middle. 3. Fold up the flap at the bottom. Then turn the hat over and do the same on the other side. 4. Stick the flaps together with a piece of sticky tape on each side. Now you have a hat. And as she twirled around showing off her newspaper hat, Hetty caught sight of her mother's new pink shoes. "I like shoes," said Hetty thoughtfully. And that is the end of Hetty's 100 hats. If you were to collect 100 of something, what would it be? Have a great day.